Well, we all have mental health, just like we have physical health. So we have physical and mental health. It becomes mental ill health when we start struggling with day-to-day emotions and the various issues and the dramas that life presents to us, and we just struggle with that.
My name is Amelia Thorpe and I've been with Nick for 6 months now. Mental health has been a huge part of my life. PTSD specifically, no, but I've had my own personal journey with mental health, and it's been all part of what's made me a huge advocate for mental health awareness and for well-being.
I've got what is known as PTSD, and that is post-traumatic stress disorder, which I got during serving in the armed forces and the various tours and things that I went on.
I found that he would warn me about things and about certain triggers, and he would express his concerns in terms of the longer term and the bad days, the really bad days. You know, every day is hard, but the particularly bad days, and he was concerned on how I would cope with that and how we would as a relationship cope with that.
The graphic things I've seen, the people I've lost and people who have died has resulted in major trauma for me, emotionally and mentally, which has then led to triggering my PTSD. When
you are together and you're dealing with those harder times and moments and days, and how we have been learning how to manage that together, and not forgetting the immense amount of physical pain that he's in because of his spinal injury.
Basically, the two combined just leaves me in a debilitating situation where I take 20 odd tablets a day just for me to get up and out and about.
For me, being with Nick and understanding PTSD is really important to me, and it's not an area that I've particularly previously spent a lot of time understanding, and of course now I'm very invested in knowing more and understanding it more. It's not necessarily that you can understand it, that you can get into the other person's head and rationalise it or think that somehow it's reasonable. It can seem totally unreasonable, but actually that has to be okay.
We need to be both physically and mentally healthy in order for us to be at our peak performance. I can be one of the most difficult people when I'm having a bad day, and she is there with support every day, and she's just taken it in a stride, and I could never ever repay her for all that she's done so far. You've got to look at those people around you and what they are achieving every day.
What I've been learning more by being with Nick is how important it is to communicate and to be honest, and I think we kind of take turns, you know. Sometimes it's me that needs the hug and sometimes it's him that needs the hug. And I think that that's how you have to stop the loneliness. People don't want to know it's a dark day. They don't, you know, that's quite scary. So then it's really important to know who you can share that with and who you can say that to, so that you know in those moments that you're not alone. I feel very lucky because I think that Nick and I have that communication where we can share that with each other, and I would encourage all people to find that that network of support where they can have that person or those people or that group where they can say that and be that honest, so that it prevents the loneliness, because that will just compound the mental health otherwise.
There is support, but for me, maybe not as much as what there should be.
I think more of that needs to be available and more of that needs to be out there, and I think that comes again through what we're doing here today, which is actually talking about it and encouraging people to talk more and to reach out more.
Partners of those who've got mental health are, for me, unsung heroes.
Kind of dance around it, you know, every day we dance around it. It's there. But how that informs us and how that defines us is up to us.